So a few months ago, I went to Tinker Creek. You might know Tinker Creek from Annie Dillard's writing, specifically Pilgrim at Tinker Creek. It's a lovely book that shadows the line between nonfiction, nature writing, and autobiography. Its writing is poetic, explosive, and quite frankly, addictive. This trip really got me thinking about Annie Dillard's writing practice, so I wanted to emulate her writing routine. In the writing list says, I slept until noon, as did my husband, who was also writing. I wrote once in the afternoon, and once again after our early dinner and a walk. During those months, I subsisted on that dinner, coffee, Coke, and chocolate milk. I worked till midnight, 1 or 2. When I came home in the middle of the night, I was tired. So I'll be copying some of these things. I'll be starting my writing days around noon, and I'll be writing until I take a short walk, and then I will have a Coke or a chocolate milk and get into my late night writing vibes. Let's get into it. So when I was writing this night, I started thinking about this line where Annie Dillard writes, every morning you climb several flights of stairs, enter your study, open the French doors, and slide your desk and chair out into the middle of the air. The desk and chair float 30 feet from the ground between crowns of maple trees. That description of moments of focus and elation in writing really spoke to me, and I tried to emulate that mindfulness in my practice this night. On the second day, I actually decided to go for a slightly different model. So I again started my writing day at noon, but this time I decided to find my own Tinker Creek. So I checked out a natural spot with a river running through it, and I spent some time writing there. So I'll just show you some of that now. On this last day, I actually wanted to experiment with some of the other writing strategies that Annie Dillard talks about. I collected these from different accounts that her students have given over the years. So the first activity that I'm going to try is something that Alex Cheat, one of her students, describes, where students in her writing class were asked to count up each of the verbs on a single page of writing and rewrite it, trying to get an even higher number of verbs. And this is something that I really noticed about her writing. It's reliance on explosive and unique verbiage. So I'm going to try this. And for the first activity, I'm actually going to use the writing that I did while I was at Tinker Creek. And so the second activity that I'm going to try is another one that she describes using in class, where you actually copy out the best lines in what you've written and you rearrange them on your page, and you see what new possibilities are made possible by that resorting. And for the second activity, I'm going to use writing that I've done over the course of this challenge. So let's get into it. So what are my ultimate thoughts on Annie Dillard's writing routine? It's a great option if you have a long stretch of time, if you have perhaps a morning shift, or if you have a day off from work, or if you're in grad school like me. I think that my second day was really great, looking attentively and stepping into presence in your writing practice by choosing a natural spot to localize your focus is another really great tip. It allowed me to really sink into my writing in a way that maybe I'm not when I'm just sitting at my desk. So the change of location was really great, and I definitely suggest trying that. On my third day, the different exercises that I tried are great for gamifying the revision process a little, which is really helpful if you're like me and you sometimes struggle with bringing your focus back in that second stage of things. Thanks. And if you like this content, feel free to check out the Substack link in my description. That is just going to be a little bit more reflection on this writing routine, what I liked about it, what I didn't, and it will feature some of the writing that I actually did produce for this challenge. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here.